OCAA Men's Volleyball Provincial Championship. It's day one. First matchup is the Redeemer Royals taking on the Cité Coyotes. My name is Matt Hamill alongside my broadcast partner, Adam Lucier. Adam, it should be an interesting matchup right now. We have East versus West in the first day of the provincial tournament.
Yeah, Redeemer's coming out of that uber tough West Division with the likes of Humber and Fanshawe and St. Clair, and they're facing one of the best in the East right now with Cité just sitting under Georgian College. So two of the best on either sides of this great country, and let's see who comes out on top.
And if we look at the head-to-head matchup here, you really do see the difference in records, but again, you have to take into consideration the fact that the Royals are in a pretty tough West Division with the number 1 nationally ranked Fanshawe Falcons and the number 5 nationally ranked Humber Hawks. That's where they picked up a few of their losses. And Cité, pretty good record and really good from the service line.
Yeah, that's a great point there, Matt. You look at the service aces per set. Both of these teams averaging over 2.5%. That's very, very elite numbers. So look at those sets as a possible way to try to get some quick runs going and really get momentum on either side here today.
Got teams getting ready here. There's the Coyotes in uniform lining up for the national anthem, and the Redeemer Royals looking like they're ready to go. Got a few key players we'll bring up in just a moment here, and we'll throw it over to Danielle for more on this game.
Thank you, Matt and Adam, and welcome to The Nest. My name is Danielle Dupuy, and I'll be your sideline sports reporter for the duration of the Men's Volleyball OCAA Championship. Today's first matchup is the Redeemer Royals against Cité Coyotes. Stay tuned to the end of the match when I'll be interviewing the player of the game. And for more, back to the commentators. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Danielle. And just moments away from the national anthem, and of course there are some pretty key players to look out for in this game, but we'll get to that right after the ceremonies here.
season.
Teams shake hands and we're ready to go. Of course, you know, if you want to talk about the players to look out for, really two teams that lean on a couple individuals in particular. It's not the type of matchup where any team has a super well-rounded approach.
Yeah, definitely some top-heavy lineups when it comes to both these schools. You look at Lyndon Bonkiss on the side of Redeemer, as well as Brandon Stofers, and these are two players that contribute a great deal on the offensive side, and same goes for Cité. Obviously a smaller roster than some of these teams at the tournament, but definitely top-heavy as we see Redeemer's key players. See Lyndon Bonkiss there, second team All-Star, as well with his partner Stofers, two really productive players on the side of these Royals that could lead them to victory here today. Definitely a dark horse in this tournament.
And looking at Cité, the Coyotes, Nicolas Pernat and Michel LeBlanc, they're really right up there, number 1 and 2. If you look at those kills numbers.
Yeah, all those numbers there virtually identical for these two teammates here, Pernat and LeBlanc. So let's see who's going to step up, who's going to be the leader on either side that could push their team over the edge and start off this tournament with a W.
Two teams that aren't all that familiar with each other. East versus West. Step aside for the player introductions here. That horn is called a vuvuzela, Adam Lucia.
Made his long trip from Cité all the way to Humber. Nice to hear.
You heard it from Josh Vatcher. OCAA Provincial Championship action. Starting things off here. Royals, Coyotes.
And what a game to get things going. These two teams, at least on paper, very evenly matched. A couple of big-time players on either side. This should be enjoyable from the get-go. Looking forward to it, Matt.
Looks like we're going to have the Royals with the serve to get things going. Will be officially underway. 3 days of provincial championship volleyball here at Humber College North Campus. And it starts right now. Right away, put in play. Royals having a bit of a hard time at the net. They'll get it over. Teed up there, great job to keep it alive.
Scrambling earlier are the Royals, but they'll get rewarded for it. Nice play made.
Yeah, give Daniel Wolford, number 5, for the Royals full credit. He kept that one alive, and his teammate followed that up, giving his team the first point of the match.
Started it all off with the serve, and then a couple tough touches made by Wolford, and he's kick-started his team already.
There he is again, Wolford with the serve. Keeping it alive, set up here. Just kind of lands in no man's land.
Yeah, that's William Winklehorst there on the kill attempt, and Coyotes not necessarily known for their blocking game, not something they do a whole lot of, and you see there, just a little weak on the block, and that's able to drop in for the Royals' second point of the match.
Nice run of serves here for Redeemer to start things off. See if the Coyotes find a way to answer here. A great hit, but an even better block, Adam Lucia.
Yeah, that's Stofers getting all the way up there. We mentioned on him early in pregame, and showing the blocking difference for either side as Redeemer's taken over on the net.
3-0 for the Royals. And there's a service error. So we'll see if the Coyotes can bounce back here. Obviously, Adam, in the early going, lots of momentum. Great start here for the team from the West. Redeemer.
Not an ideal start for these Coyotes, having a few nice serves, quick run, but here's their opportunity. Let's see how long they can keep this possession.
Great serve there, and right away, Redeemer answering with another point.
We mentioned before the strength of the West and East divisions, and Redeemer showing what a season of working against the really high caliber teams could do is they're firing on all cylinders early on.
First-year player, Winklehorst with the serve. And that was just an undeniable shot there from Michel LeBlanc.
And if the Coyotes going to stay in this one, look for LeBlanc to be very active from here on out as he'll make his way to the service line. So that first strong kill is a good indication of the potential he has throughout this tournament.
See the Conestoga Condors filing into the gym right now. They're taking on the Fanshawe Falcons at the 3 o'clock game here.
Really tough play on the net there, but nice work by the Coyotes to come away the beneficiary.
We're getting used to hearing that horn here in the nest. Adam, looks like that guy has no signs of slowing down.
Yeah, you better have a strong set of lungs. We got 3 full days of volleyball.
Great serve there by LeBlanc. Soft touch, and then the old off the easy play is another point for Redeemer. Starting really strong here in set number 1.
Yeah, Pernier wear that well off the forehead, and that's just a mistimed block as a couple Coyotes went up there and made no connection. Redeemer continues the front court dominance.
Coyotes with a nice tee up, and that beats the block of the Royals.
That's Pirna. Good work by him to shake that one off a play earlier and able to put it home. La Cité probably not playing to their full potential currently, but just currently just a point behind these Redeemer Royals.
Alex Bartolo getting things in play here. Another awkward play at the net. Looks like Redeemer's going to recover.
See that roll off the back there, a nice creative play.
And just a huge shot. Can't be handled by Redeemer, and now the Coyotes have tied things up.
Yeah, that's Pirna again, and as we mentioned off the top, Pirna and LeBlanc are going to be the 2 main hitters for the sides of the Coyotes, and they're living up to the billing.
Royals with a chance here. Off the net, kept alive. And another big block. Adam, we've seen that a few times already. The front line of Redeemer really coming in big with some huge momentum plays.
Yeah, and it starts with the man with the ball in his hands right now. That's Stofers, and he's really been a force timing those blocks well. And for the Coyotes, they really seem to be wanting to force feed Pirna the ball, and Redeemer seems to have picked up on that.
Another big shot. That finds the line. So after a bit of an ideal start, if you're a Royals fan, things really evened up here. Both teams trading points. Seems like the Coyotes kind of finding their rhythm.
Yeah, it's taken a little bit for the Coyotes to get their feet under them here, but starting to get some big hits up front, and that's leading some momentum to their side.
No chance there. Noah Buyas. Just a tremendous shot. He's a tall fella, 6'9". Really came down on that one.
Yeah, used every inch of it there. Usually you see those big guys try to rifle it straight down, but he attacked the backcourt. Maybe saw an opening there he'd like to exploit.
Popped up here. Great block by the Coyotes.
Not a lot of size for the Coyotes front court, but they're showing an ability to get up and challenge.
Hooked alive, and his soft touch is going to sail out of bounds.
Yeah, that's Pirna again, not his finest touch of the game so far. As that one just kind of floated over the head of these Royals and landed harmlessly out of bounds.
Redeemer with the serve. They beat the George Brown Huskies in order to pave their way here to the provincial championship. That time, just a great shot. Too hot to handle for Braden Stofers.
Yeah, both of these teams coming in with a little bit of steam, both on 3-game win streaks. You mentioned last time out against George Brown for Redeemer, and these Coyotes swept Sheridan last time out, so both teams clicking.
Service ace. That one finds the line.
Stofers for a second there maybe thought that was out of bounds, but shakes off the line judge. That one just paints in.
Pirna with the serve, and he puts a lot of heat on that thing. Stouffer's with a great shot at the net. Too hot to handle.
Coming up from the backcourt with a whole lot of steam behind him. Able to put that away for Redeemer. This one continues to be a back and forth affair.
Stouffer leads his team in kills. Buyas. Ooh, heads up play right up front at the net. Xavier Demare.
Yeah, Michel LeBlanc kind of got bailed out there. That set was going over, and a little misdirection by a teammate, and that'll drop in.
First-year player, Garro. Sails it into play. One of those weird plays at the net. Coyotes find a way to keep it alive. Great shot there.
And for Redeemer, their blocking has not been as much of a factor as anticipated, as these Coyotes time and time again are able to get those kills down without much of a challenge.
And the team in blue led by their first-year head coach, David Mann. Gotta like how they've come out here. Obviously, they're aware that Redeemer, nationally ranked team, gonna be a tough competition. There's a big shot there, and that's gonna get the Royals bench pretty fired up.
Yeah, that's Stouffer's again coming through for his side, and both teams unwilling to give an inch as they're really playing a game of tug of war.
Wolfert gets it in play. Big shot there for the Coyotes.
That's one of the dynamic duo, LeBlanc. He's teamed up here now to really be an offensive onslaught for these La Cité Coyotes.
Here's Demare. He's the guy that really sets everybody up on the Coyotes. Really gives Pernal and LeBlanc good chance to get off some of those shots. Put a good serve in play there, and he's going to get another chance because Redeemer sails that one out of bounds.
Yeah, that's Stouffer's really first miss hit of the game. He's fired a lot of rockets down there at the Coyotes, but that one sailed a good 10 feet long. So as you mentioned, Demers here, kind of the assist man for his squad, feeding those big outside hitters.
He's got 37 service aces on the year as well.
Not too shabby. That's to the advantage of either side. Two really good serving teams here today.
It's to the advantage of anybody watching, because it is pretty cool to see somebody tee up from the service line, and these teams have a couple guys that can do that.
Absolutely, but that's really not the storyline we've seen here. It's been the guys teeing off when they get vertical.
That shot got away, and oh boy, somebody almost took that one off the noggin.
Yeah, maybe we should have added a couple helmets to these cameramen. This is going to be a long tournament with some of these big hitters firing rockets beside your head.
What did Dad used to say when we were throwing the ball around? Keep your eye on the ball, right?
That goes for spectators as well.
Score here is 13-12. La Cité finding a lead and hoping to add to it here with the serve. LeBlanc right into the net.
We mentioned how La Cité is a really strong service team when it comes to aces, but usually when those ace numbers get pretty high, that also means those errors come up when you try to make a few risky serves.
Yeah, they have the third most errors of any team in the province on the serves.
Just comes with the territory.
Still a 1-point lead for the Coyotes.
This has been about all you could ask for from a set number one. This should be one long match if it continues this way.
Yeah, we'll see how this game kind of settles in, but if it carries on like this, Adam, I think we have a guaranteed 5-set marathon here for game one.
Neither team really pulling away whatsoever. Sticking just 1 point to each other.
And that serve is long by Redeemer.
Good work by LeBlanc there to notice that one just eking out the back line and able to call his team off.
And you would expect the first set here to be a bit unsettled, and maybe in the second we'll have one team find their groove.
Yeah, this is the first set of the first game of the tournament. So you got to think there is going to be a little bit of a feeling out period, and I think that's what we've seen here. Both teams trying to identify the strengths, the weaknesses, what we can exploit in the other side, and give credit to each. They really haven't shown much, keeping it tight to the vest.
Royals able to keep it alive here. Just chipped over. The Coyotes just flying through the air, trying to get a hand on it. And they'll hit that one into the net.
Who are there being the beneficiary of a nice play made by a few teammates, but that kill finds its way directly to the center of the net. Not the type of contact I'm sure he was hoping to make.
Ruben Midell, fourth-year guy from Alberta, gets the ball in play here. Great block, and using their foot to keep it alive. Don't see that too often. It is legal.
Yeah, 100% legal. A little strange seeing those bright shoelaces get kicked out there from LeBlanc, and not a play you see too often. I guess that's why. Not too much control on that.
Fork-to-toe situation.
Exactly.
Coyotes with a nice setup. Deemer has a good chance here. Stofers.
Stofers, two birds with one stone there as he takes out a Coyote and a cameraman off the ricochet. And that's the type of momentum you want to be going into a timeout with.
Yeah, heads-up play by the Coyotes to embrace the fact that they have a timeout here to maybe slow down Redeemer, who might be getting fired up. There's the replay and heading right into your living room.
Look out. See, Piernaut took that one pretty hard, and cameraman down there doing a great job to get the shot, but
luckily Piernaut took a lot of the steam off that ball when he took it to the chest.
It's what a great guest does as they're visiting the North Campus gym for the week.
Here in the Hawks Nest. Of course, you can follow the OCAA championships at the OCAA on Instagram and the Twitter. Have all the updates from these games, and of course, lots of basketball season as well, the OCAA championships. So yeah, lots of great provincial action to stay on top of.
Yeah, you got it, Matt. It's a fun time to be an OCAA fan as basketball and volleyball are right in the swing of the playoff push. And this tournament is kind of the highlight of this upcoming month of sports here at Humber.
Timeout is over. Ruben Midell gonna tip things off. Coyotes with a good chance. Fielded cleanly by Redeemer. Out of control play. Wow.
Scrambling.
Cité, yeah, finds a way to get it done, but that sets things up for the big fella, Noah Buyas. Makes no mistake, partner.
Yeah, one of the obvious advantages that Redeemer does have is size, and it's Buyas, the 6'9" player from Hanover, Ontario, able to use that to advantage, and now all of a sudden Redeemer really starting to squeak out a lead here.
Officials not too sure what to make here of the call. They're going to give it to Redeemer, say that the Coyotes got a hand on it. Yeah, just like that, Adam, Redeemer's up by 5 now.
Yeah, that timeout came and probably at a right time for La Cité as momentum was starting to get out of whack, at least for them. But give a lot of credit to the Royals as they're playing some really lockdown volleyball, not making too many errors. They've gained themselves a nice lead for it.
There's the service error. We'll see if that takes any wind out of the sails of Redeemer. Good window of opportunity here for the Coyotes to bounce back and kind of entering the danger zone here as we head to the end of this set. That serve. A lot of heat. Doesn't find the line.
Wesley Kilstra, the libero there, rightly seeing that ball come whizzing at his head and able to duck out of the way. And that's a much needed point for Redeemer as they look to go on a nice little run here and possibly close out the set.
Buyas, 6'9" at the service line.
Got all of that one too.
Good block, kept alive here. Now the Royals. Heavy shot, beats the block. See the front lines. Xavier Demers not happy. Not sure if he jammed his finger or if he's just frustrated that he just didn't get enough on that block.
But again, credit goes to Winklehorst. I've been very impressed with him up at the front court. Not the biggest of players, not the hardest of hitters, but so creative when he gets in the air, really looking for open floor.
Another big block, and Adam, the way things are going, it looks like that front line of the team in red might be what gets it done here in set number 1.
Yeah, they're leaning on their big men in a big way here in set number 1, and finally, as we're coming near to the end, it's paying dividends. Give La Cité credit, they hang in tough with their offensive players for long enough, but Redeemer and their size really starting to pull away.
Royals just 2 points away from taking set 1. I don't know what you draw up if you're La Cité. It's going to be a tall mountain to climb to come back here.
Yeah, David Mann this first year had one heck of a season, second place in that Eastern Division. A lot of things to be proud of, but here in this big tournament opportunity, they find themselves down. And as you mentioned, what adjustments could he make? It really seems to be that front court that is going to be the difference.
Another look at the big fella throwing it down, and when it hasn't been those undeniable kills for Redeemer, it's been these great blocks that have just added the points up and put them within reach of taking set number 1.
Yeah, we're going to see the best team kind of rise to the top here in this tournament, and that's been the case so far today in game number 1, is neither team has really made too many errors. It's been a clean game of volleyball played. It's who takes advantage of those tiny opportunities when they present themselves.
Redeemer needs 2 to win it. Heads up play to just tap it over. Almost caught Redeemer off guard.
Free ball now.
It's a big shot. A lot of contact with the net. Stofers gets it over. Coyotes regrouping. Stofers just pops it up. Set up here. Just out of reach. Just getting it over. Gets it done for Redeemer.
And who else but Winklehorst put that down as his 4th kill of the game. He's had himself quite the set.
Noah Buyas looking to put this thing away with the serve. Coyotes already scrambling.
Not the way you want to start.
Kept alive. Good play there. And that point will go to La Cité. Fighting back here.
Yeah, it's a hard hit ball that Redeemer tried to get a hold of, but nothing but fingertips as it whizzed by. Plenty of opportunity for the Royals to close this one out, but La Cité, at the very least, looking for some momentum.
Royals fans on their feet. And they're not going to get the W just yet. That one just outside.
This Humber crowd getting into it late in set number 1. La Cité just tries to stay alive, unable to do so.
Guerrero puts that one into the net in set number 1. Go in favor of the team in red, 25 to 18. And Adam, as that set went on, you really got the sense that Redeemer finding their stride. It's going to be really interesting to see if they continue that into set number 2.
Yeah, both sides just kind of traded points there up until about the 15 mark, seeing what they could get away with, and each coach, I'm sure, making minor adjustments. But as you mentioned, we saw that late timeout, and that rhythm coming on for the Royals, and that front court took over, leading to a big set 1 win. La Cité is going to be hard-pressed to get back in this one.
And it's those big guys for Redeemer getting it done. And we mentioned, with the hitting, with the blocking, just really dominating with their size. You got to wonder if the Coyotes can draw something up. A team that went 16-3 in the regular season. And of course, these are elimination games here if you want a chance at the gold medal.
And for La Cité, you got to think second in their division. Their kind of big matchup was those matchups against just a few teams. But for Redeemer, they're playing St. Clair, they're playing Fanshawe, they're playing Humber. Some really high-quality programs, and that may be showing. La Cité probably hasn't had this type of competition too often this season. They're showing that they belong, but not yet that they have what it takes to overcome a very consistent and well-put-together Royals team.
The Redeemer Royals, they finished with the bronze medal in last year's Provincial Volleyball Championship, and obviously looking to improve, although there's some great competition here. Of course, the #1 nationally ranked Fanshawe Falcons taking on the Conestoga Condors in the next game here, right on the Hawks Sports Network, so you can stay tuned. See some high-quality ball. Well, we got a great game in front of us right now, and again, second set coming up. First 1-3 takes the game.
That's what they tell us. Obviously, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a couple extra sets with how tight this one's been. A 4th and 5th set, definitely a possibility. But for Redeemer, as you mentioned, they're no stranger to this tournament. They won the bronze last year. They have 3 bronze total, 1 silver back in 2010, 2011. So definitely a team to watch into this tournament. La Cité obviously has never won a medal at the OCAA Provincial Championships, but here's their opportunity. They're showing that they're very competitive with these top quality Ontario teams. So time for them to make a name for themselves.
Fans are here. Get a good look at the Hawks Nest. The popcorn is popping. Adam, have you had a chance to get a bag of the buttery stuff yet?
Not yet. That is going to be my post-game workout, I believe.
A little treat.
I'll be taking that Conestoga game coming up just a little bit later. Pretty good deal with the week full of volleyball. Come through and watch some great games, some free popcorn.
Yeah, that's the Student Athletic Association, Hawks Nation, here at every home game for Humber. Jazzing the place up, free giveaways, and of course the fan favorite of the popcorn.
It's cold out there. You think you want a scarf, you want a toque, you want mittens, we got it all, but far and away the most popular are those Colonels, getting passed out by those hardworking SAA members.
Xavier Demare going to get things going, and he's pretty good. 37 service aces on the season.
Well, that didn't take long.
That shot a little out of control. Can't quite find the line. Demare, second serve.
Already Redeemer's front court getting involved in set #2, but just unable to find their mark. They'll get rewarded there, though, with the air.
Tournament host Humber Hawks are going to be in action at 6 o'clock versus the Mountaineers from Mohawk College.
I think the crowds are rowdy now. Just wait till the Hawks come marching in.
Good start here in set #2 for La Cité.
The line judge had to duck for cover there, but still able to make the call. That one came in with a whole lot of steam.
LeBlanc with the serve. Redeemer with an awkward hit there, but gets over just the same. That time, bit of a miscommunication.
Yeah, that's Winklehorse and Skillstra there, the libero, just kind of staring at each other. No one really made that initial step for the ball, and as a result, it drops to the floor.
LeBlanc back in. That one just scraping the ceiling. Still in play here. Redeemer just gets it over the net. Now it's time for the Coyotes to set something up.
Big block from Stofers there, getting up.
Number 14, Noah Buyas. Tall fella had a great effort in set #1. You got to wonder, Adam, how long does it take for Redeemer's big guys up front to really take control of the game the way they did in the later stages of the first stanza?
Yeah, you've seen Stofers just there with the block, already getting things started. Now with Buyas in the game, real chance to take over, but there you go. The Coyotes not going away just yet as they power one home.
Just not seeing those blockers getting in position for the Royals.
Not a great first touch from the libero.
Diving play to keep it alive. Comes up snake eyes. Braden Stofers picking up the point for Redeemer, and now he'll have the serve.
It's been Stouffer's set so far as he's been playing some great volleyball in set #2. Looking to go on a bit of a run here.
Just a wicked shot
That'll go down as a service ace.
Whole lot of talk about service aces coming in today's matchup, but we haven't seen too many. Give a lot of credit to the defense on either side, but Stouffer's there able to put one down.
Stouffer's tied for most service aces on the team.
Understandably so with a serve like that.
And there's that big block. Buyas and Medell teaming up there.
Yeah, quite the pairing. Buyas 6'9", Medell 5'8". Over a foot between those two blockers, but through teamwork, anything is possible. Getting the block.
Wow, what a shot there. But that serve, just a little too much on it. Out of bounds, we're all tied up at 5. Here in the second set, opening game of the OCAA Provincial Championship.
And what a game it's been. Tight all throughout.
Of course, tomorrow, Adam, the 6 o'clock and the 8 o'clock game will be the semifinals. And on Saturday, the bronze and gold medal matchups.
Not a lot of time to make your mark in this tournament, just 3 days. But we're definitely going to see the best of the best go up and see who comes out when the lights are the brightest.
Well, there's all this talk about peaking at the right time, right? And you want to come into the tournament playing your best volleyball. And for La Cité, they're winners of 5 of their last 6. It's a bit of a hot streak. Definitely want to come in playing your best volleyball.
Yeah, they came in rolling and really started this game rolling. They were cruising for a little while there, going tick for tack with Redeemer, but as we've seen of late, Redeemer's big hitters are really starting to impose their force.
Number 8, Winkelhorst, stepping up. Just an undeniable shot. Redeemer gets the point, and Buyas will get the serve here. Just kind of teardrops it in there. And that time, Alexandre Huard hits it in the net.
Yeah, that was Winkelhorst going up there for the big block, but really wasn't necessary as Huard slammed that one right into the netting.
Maybe that blocking of the Royals kind of getting in the heads of the Coyotes, and right on cue, there's another big block.
And with blocks like that, why wouldn't it be getting in your head? If you're a Coyote, you got to know every time you take off from your feet, there's going to be 2 or 3 Royals standing right there back at you.
Royals building up a 3-point lead right now, and they're going to add to it. Bit of a fortuitous bounce hanging on the net there.
Yeah, you're not going to win a game with all those little chip shot serves, but they're sure going to help, and it's going to force the Coyotes to take a timeout.
And that's the 3rd timeout for the Coyotes compared to 0 being called from the Royals. So really right now, just to get a sense that Redeemer's in the driver's seat. Coyotes looking for an answer. They're down by 4.
Yeah, that's a great point. You see the adjustments with 3 timeouts having to be made on the side of the Coyotes. See David Mahan there on their screen talk to his team. And for Redeemer, they've been in the driver's seat, like you said, calm, cool, collected. They're playing their type of game, and it's working. Not much room for adjustment needed. So they're treating this one as a bit of a warm-up.
It's a good look there as just hangs on the net, and the tides are turning. And David Mann, the head coach for the La Cité Coyotes, makes the call for a timeout. And on the other side of things, Brad Dowse, 9th-year head coach for the Redeemer Royals. His team's got to like where they're sitting right now. Sitting pretty, I believe, is an expression people use.
The Royals are indeed sitting pretty. I mean, 9 years of experience. Toss in 4 medals along the way. We're starting to see just the calm, cool collectiveness that Dewes is putting onto his team, and it's really helping.
Buyas just gets that one over. Big shot by the Coyotes. Michel LeBlanc.
It's worth taking into consideration that small bench of the Coyotes, Matt. You see just 2 players sitting there, a small roster making the trip to Etobicoke. conditioning may be a factor as this tournament wears on.
Yeah, no doubt. Good point, Adam. It's got to be tough being short-staffed. Just 8 players on the roster, and they all showed up here.
No one's allowed to take a sick day with only 8 guys wearing a jersey.
You know, Adam, you couldn't set it up any better than what the Coyotes just did, and Redeemer was right there with the block.
Yeah, that's really been the story of this one with 2 main hitters. The Coyotes, unfortunately, have been a little predictable. They know where the ball's going due to the Redeemer Royals, and they're getting there before the Coyotes do.
And in an effort to beat the block, the Coyotes just send that one out of bounds. Redeemer now with a 5-point lead.
The feeling out period is all seems to be over here as Redeemer starts to drag out this lead just a tad as they did in late set 1.
The Coyotes coming all the way down from Ottawa, kind of in the east end, Vanier type area.
Couple players coming from the Quebec side. Alexis Bordelot from Buckingham, Quebec, and Alexander Huard out of Montreal.
Xavier Demare. He's the guy that really sets up everybody on the team, and here he is with the serve, getting things going. Demare tries his best, but just eats that shot. Another point for Redeemer.
Brady DeBoer, not a name we've called too often today, but he's able to get a hold of that one and put it away. Just his 2nd kill so far of the match.
Winklehorst puts the ball in play. Soft touch, but a great comeback.
That's DeBoer again.
Big block, should have a nice clean setup here. Great job by the Coyotes to keep it alive. The Coyotes keep going for these soft touches, but Redeemer's right there.
Wow, awkward play there. It looked like off the face.
Long rally here.
Great defense being shown by the Coyotes, and it'll pay off as they'll get a point off the block.
And that was a big play, Adam, for the Coyotes to have a strong shot like that to break through the block of Redeemer. That could maybe energize the team. They're down by 4 here. They drop set number 1. Don't call it a comeback.
They're going to need a push, and they're going to need it quick. So they'll get, oh no, they won't get that point. That'll go to Redeemer. For last.
Adam, the winner of this game takes on the winner of the Fanshawe-Conestoga matchup. Now, of course, Fanshawe, #1 nationally ranked team. Most people would say a shoo-in for having a spot in that gold medal match.
Yeah, Conestoga definitely no slouch of a team, but drawing those Fanshawe Falcons in your first matchup sure isn't something you're too happy to see on your schedule going into the tournament, but the winner of this game sure has a tough task ahead.
Fully expect the Condors to have a good match. They're really peaking at the right time, having a good end of the season. So should definitely give Fanshawe a run for their money. But here the attention turns to the final stages of set number 2. Redeemer looking to put this thing away.
Not a single timeout taken from head coach Brad Dew, so Redeemer on cruise control.
Another point for the team in rouge.
Nice shade of maroon, perhaps, burgundy. I don't know my color wheel out here with me, but
Midell getting things over. Ooh, heads up play there. Wow, actually, Xavier Demare had just found a dead zone. He tries again. That time does get the point for his team.
And that's exactly what the Coyotes need by Demers. We've seen time and time again their attempted kills get blocked. Why not go over on 2? Try something different. Try to catch these Royals off guard because it's time to shake things up.
Big shot there. Redeemer with a wide open chance. Wow, that thing goes up into the top of the rafters.
That might have been the heater of the night. That one had a smoke trail behind it. Nice positioning by the Coyotes just to get in front of it, but nothing doing there.
Stofers keeps hitting like that. Might have to get his hand registered as a weapon. Whistle blown. Looks like a net violation charged to Redeemer.
It's those unforced errors that are going to keep La Cité in this one. See them check out their libero, Garreau.
Head coach Brad for Redeemer looking on. His team is up by 6, and they've kind of found a way to establish these large point cushions.
It's definitely been a tight matchup, but one that Redeemer's really been in control of the whole way through. Never much of a threat coming the way of the Coyotes. And they seem to be content with just riding this one out.
I guess the real question is, can Redeemer really keep the foot on the gas pedal this whole game, not allow any openings for the Coyotes to claw back?
And this is, a short tournament. I know we've mentioned time and time again, just 3 days. So if you could get away with a 3-set victory, you're definitely going to want to do so compared to those 5-set thrillers. Our Redeemer from sitting pretty at 2-0. Coyotes hanging tough.
Great serve. Nice opportunity here for the Royals, but a great block by Michel LeBlanc.
Usually getting things done offensively is LeBlanc, but contributing with the block there.
Winklehorst into the net. Point for the Coyotes.
He's been serving well all game. I'm sure if he could, he'd have that one back. But Winklehorst has done enough to keep busy.
Redeemer just needs 3 more points, and they'll get one handed to them there on the service error. Keep in mind, that was how first set closed out, was a service error by the Coyotes.
Yeah, obviously you want to go for a little bit riskier serves, put a little heat on it, put it low over the net, but with this point, you don't have too many points to give. So it's time for the Coyotes now to make those high efficiency plays.
Wow, great job to keep it alive by Redeemer. Unbelievable.
How about that?
Here's a chance to put it away. Another one of those kill shots bouncing out into the rafters.
And that entire point has to be credited to Jason Wildeboer, who had that great pancake dig to keep things alive, and that allowed Redeemer to get that 24th point on the board. Now looking to close it out.
Just 1 point needed. Redeemer fans on their feet. There's the block. That's going to put this thing away. Coyotes frustrated. The Royals jubilant. 2 sets to love.
Yeah, those
the scores after the first 2 sets. And really similar storyline, except in the second set, Redeemer was even quicker to find that big lead and really just hang on to that.
Yeah,
really
they
in
have
a comfortable position the whole way.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Just comfortable. I mean, they haven't been hard pressed really at any point. There's never been much of a battle for lead. It's just been a steady onslaught of point after point. It's led Redeemer to a pretty comfortable place in this game. Give a lot of credit to head coach Brad Dews and the adjustments, or I guess lack of adjustments, he's had to make. His team looks comfortable and ready to have a long tournament.
Here at Humber College North Campus, on day 1, we have 4 games on the slate. This, of course, the opening matchup.
For Redeemer, we always talk about the big men and how they've contributed, and Braden Stofers is definitely one from the top who's really led the way. Obviously some teammates coming in and pitching help along the way, Wildeboer and Winklehorst, but Stofers essentially has been a really key contributor. 8 digs and 7 kills so far for him already.
It's been good hitting from both teams, but really you just have to give the nod to the front line of the Royals. Such good blocking and even better hitting, and we've seen some lethal shots from number 10. That's Stofers.
Yeah, you see him here from all over the court. That one there sure didn't seem fun to take from Pierre Na, but whether it's that finesse touch that he has or the power game, Stofers just got it done repeatedly. See here on the block as well. Showing that athleticism, not too bad for a big guy.
And there was that play from a couple of points ago where Royals find a way to keep it alive, and then again, Stofers just good night, Irene.
And usually a big tournament like this, your team's up 2-0, you'll see a more rambunctious bench, but these Royals are pretty relaxed. You know, you can tell they've been here before. This isn't unfamiliar territory, and really showing that they're the caliber of team that could make a nice deep run.
It's a good look at the court as both teams are ready to go. You got to think Redeemer looking to just put this one away. But you have to wonder, Adam Lucier, what kind of fight do the Coyotes put forward here? Down 2-0. Are they prepared to dig deep and try to win 3 sets in a row?
Yeah, that's all you can do. It's too late in the season now to really change your game plan and change the way you attack a ball game. But for now, it's time for the Coyotes to put on their best performance and do they can to stay alive in this tournament.
Right away, that first point is going to go to the Coyotes.
More where that came from, if you're La Cité, is that's exactly the way you want to get set number 3 on the go.
Good setup here. Oh, catching him off guard with a soft touch. William Winklehorst.
Winklehorst, once again, one of the most creative, athletic players we've seen on the court today. The Coyotes seem so stressed on getting that block up there and getting their defenders in proper position.
Great hair, too.
Oh, phenomenal hair. I mean, the flow has a great piece of thing to do with his play tonight, as it looks good when he's jumping over there for those kills.
That time, a tough set for Redeemer. Really made it easy for the Coyotes to put that one away.
Just too many members of this Royals team can score a point off you. Coyotes and their top-heavy lineup have really met their match.
La Cité is going to sail that one out of bounds. We're all knotted up at 2. And the real test, Adam, will be, can Redeemer just right away in the early going put up those kind of points that give them that comfortable lead?
Yeah, if they're able to get their big men involved, we've seen Buyez just check into the game. If they're able to rattle off a few here, it could be pretty similar to those first couple of sets where they ride a comfortable 4 or 5 point lead all the way to the finish line.
Right on cue, partner. There's the big block.
And who else but Stofers, who's had his name all over the stat sheet tonight.
Really impressive effort from Redeemer, although next game we have another team in red that's promising to put on a big show, the #1 nationally ranked Fanshawe Falcons.
Yeah, obviously this is a Humber-hosted tournament, but those Fanshawe Falcons are the team that's going to have the most eyeballs on them. As they come into this one, the definite favorite, #1, leaders in plenty of statistical categories. They're going to be a hard out, and it's up to all these teams to dethrone the reigning champions.
Of course, the host team, Humber College, looking to really right the ship. They lost the provincial championship game last year to Fanshawe. Humber had to settle for the silver. Humber did pick up 1 set victory. Fanshawe only lost 2 sets all year long. Humber able to pick up 1 set. But it's going to be a heck of a showdown here at the provincial championship. There's another point for Redeemer. They're up by 2.
Victory is always sweet, but especially on home court, you got to think those Humber Hawks are going to come out with a whole lot of energy as they come into their home gym.
Stofers with a rocket of a serve.
Over on one, not ideal.
Coyotes. Soft touch, whistle blown.
Wolford there doing everything he could to stretch out for that pancake. We've seen some great digs on the sides of Redeemer, but that one just out of the reach of those outstretched fingertips.
Royals scrambling to keep it alive. Oh, heads up play there.
And there's Buyas, who's been a force all night, continuing to do so. That time, not focusing on the power, focusing on the location if he finds a soft spot in that Coyotes alignment.
Well, just great awareness as everybody's kind of creeping up, expecting the big kill shot from Buyas, but that time just sends it deep.
And there you go, smart play. A little bit of court burn, it looked there.
Yes.
Though, as two players there dove in for the pancake.
It was Wesley Skillstra diving out with the pancake. Just catches a little bit of court burn.
For the Coyotes, that's what they need to do. They're noticing Redeemer likes to jump early on their block attempts. Maybe those off-speed hits could steer them clear.
Kept alive here, bit of a good rally. Redeemer off the net. Now Cité should have a good chance here to set it up, and boy, oh boy. Nikola Perna coming in heavy.
Looks like Perna's taken out a little bit of steam from earlier on in this game. He has some things he has to work out, and he took it out on the volleyball there.
All tied up at 6.
Strong serving continues.
Keep in mind that Redeemer's up 2-0. So should they take set number 3, they'll win the game. Redeemer thinks that they should have the point. They're contending that the Coyotes got a hand on that.
Yeah, a little bit of conference here between umpire and coach, but they seem to have sorted it out. That's a tough play, that ball directly on the net. Both teams wanted it. LeBlanc,
what was that, partner?
Oh, LeBlanc had to laugh off that serve there. Not his finest hit. It looked like it hit off the forearm, perhaps. So those mental mistakes keep rearing their ugly head for these Coyotes.
Great setup there. Perna coming right down on it.
So after seeing the last few plays made by Perna there, I think I would have my game plan set out the rest of this one. Feed the big man. Perna's going to be hitting the ball as well as he has recently. Let him take it the whole way.
Cité with a 1-point lead. Able to keep that alive. Wow, great play at the net there. Again, William Winklehorst having a bit of a afternoon here.
Yeah, Winklehorst, as soon as he leaves his feet, it seems as though he's in the air for a good 4 or 5 seconds. He's able to readjust his body and stretch out those arms, make some really athletic plays.
All eyes on Winklehorst. Big. Oh, we have a net violation. Whistle blown. Point's going to be awarded to the Coyotes here.
That violation will go against the aforementioned Winklehorst, as maybe he got a little too rambunctious at the net there and ran into it.
Winklehorst pops it up. Set up here for Stofers.
That might hit the ceiling.
Ooh, knocking a little dust loose, but doesn't hit them. Doesn't hit the rafters.
Little spring cleaning here at the Hawks Nest.
That time into the net, and you can sense a little bit of energy here from the Cité Coyotes.
Oh yeah, they're well in the thick of it here. Got a nice lead, comfortable lead. They're playing some good volleyball. This thing ain't over. If you win set number 3, it's a good sign of things to come.
Kind of have to shake that one off. Just a huge kill shot by Stofers, number 10.
Yeah,
and that's too hot to handle.
Appeared to take that one right in the grill off the hand of Stofers. He stuffed that one in.
In play now at the net. Wow, great battle. Stofers with the shot. That's another point. We're all tied up at 10. But up until this point, Adam, really a bit of a different look here in set number 3. Redeemer not running away with it by any means.
Yeah, this set looks much more similar to that set number 1 we had, at least early on, when teams were trading points back and forth. And we mentioned on paper how tightly they are matched up, and they're showing it here.
Ooh, the soft touch by Stofers. Doesn't make it over. Redeemer looking to the officials. There's a second look at one of those big Stofers shots.
He's had a few of those tonight. 8 kills for number 10.
1 point lead for the team in blue.
Redeemer showing plenty of hustle, but that ball nowhere near those defenders.
Pernaugh gets the ball in play. Stofers. The Coyotes try to block him, but it gets right through. Another point.
That's when those big guys with that big power sure comes in handy. Stofers put that one pretty clean right off one of the hands of the blockers, but had enough power to just push it out of bounds.
Brady DeBoer serves it right into the net. And look at La Cité. Score here is 13-11. Let's see if maybe they can build a little bit of a lead.
Yeah, we haven't exactly seen them with much leads tonight, so now's our opportunity. We've shown Redeemer is able to maintain their lead and carry it to a set win. Now it's La Cité's turn.
Stofers. Good effort by the Coyotes. Lots of men in the area for the block, but just too much on it.
Yeah, make that double-digit kills for Stofers, as once again he's met by a plethora of blockers, but able just to power on through.
Just a rocket in play, fielded by La Cité. Here's a chance now, again, going right back to the well. Number 10, Braden Stofers, just annihilates the ball there.
Yeah, that well is full of water. Why not go back to it? Stofers has been on a tear these last few points. 9 digs, 10 kills, quite the stat line.
Awkward play, Redeemer finding a way to keep it alive. Bit of a free ball, backcourt shot, ooh, into the net.
That was a
4 touches.
very important possession there for La Cité, very important point. You see Redeemer now retake that lead. And once again, as we've seen often, Coyotes with a timeout.
And we just saw La Cité, who had a 2-point lead, and now look, Redeemer's up, and maybe a strategically timed timeout, as you kind of get the sense Redeemer could really fight back and build one of those leads that they've so frequently found.
Yeah, unlike Redeemer, La Cité had that lead, but just didn't seem as comfortable with it. See that last point there, gained by the Royals. Just good team play, plenty of communication. Obviously great coaching there by, you see, Brad Duez. As all members are on board and playing some strong volleyball. David Mann there in his first year with the program, as his work cut out for him, as his team's down 2-0 and down once again on the scoreboard. Set 3.
Coming right up, just over an hour after the start time here. Of course, the next game on the Hawk Sports Network scheduled for 3 o'clock or 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one, should it be a 5-set marathon like we predicted earlier on.
Yeah, you take a look at the itinerary with all these great teams. They definitely put into effect that we might have some marathon games. This one hasn't been that way so far, but definitely some matchups coming up on the schedule that should definitely be some 5-setters.
Redeemer now up by 2. Stofers looking to add to the lead here. Coyotes field it. Soft touch. Well played. That will kind of quell some of that momentum that we're seeing from Redeemer.
That's Pirna coming up from the backcourt, making his presence felt. A lot of times his power move is hit the block, decides to go for a little finesse, and it pays dividends.
Demare. What a shot. Coyotes find a way to get under it. Great block by Redeemer. Whistle blown, net violation, or a double touch actually.
And that's a tough play for LeBlanc. You see off the block there, obviously undersized when it comes to the Royals front court, and it's tough not to lift in that situation. We're trying to get it up over those big guys.
That's popped up. Another good block by Redeemer. They got in position, but that one falls out of bounds. Point for the Coyotes.
Yeah, did everything right there, but keep it in play. As La Cité remains in this set 3, down just 1 point, but Redeemer has regained the lead.
Have a chance to tie things up here. Not gonna happen. Buyas with an absolute shot, using all of that 6'9" frame, coming down on that ball.
And who do you guard if you're the Coyotes? Just multiple players up and down the net could get it done. No predictability on the side of Redeemer.
And defensively for Redeemer, they're doing a pretty good job of shutting down those weapons for the Coyotes. Pirna and LeBlanc, they've been able to tee up on some shots, but the big fellas for the Royals are always right there.
Yeah, it's been a pretty productive game for Pirna and LeBlanc. I mean, Pirna has 11 kills, LeBlanc has 6, so they're not being kept off the score sheet, but they are being neutralized, and all that credit goes to those big blockers of the Royals.
Good play at the net here. Coyotes come away with it. And a great shot there. All tied up at 17 as we head into the later stages of set number 3.
And it's going to be whoever gets the good break, whoever gets the bounce, could really make the difference here. Is the first team to go on a bit of a run, maybe the one to win it. Alexis Bordelot with not too pretty of a serve there. It rifles directly into the net.
And you get the impression if La Cité wants to come away with a set here, they're going to have to find a way to stop the self-inflicted errors.
Yeah, definitely some friendly fire on their part. They can't really afford to give any points to the side of Redeemer because they're scoring at will when they get a free ball.
Coyotes scrambling right now, but able to get off a good shot. Redeemer going to hit that one long. Now we're all knotted up at 18.
A rare miscue by Stofers as he can't find open court, and La Cité remain in this one.
Huard. Just the old whiff. Ultimately got it done though. Barely got a finger on that shot.
Yes, swing and a miss there for Brady DeBoer again on that quick set. Maybe didn't anticipate it.
But they get the point all the same.
No complaints, I'm sure, coming from the Maroon team.
I meant to do that.
Little push serve there.
Yeah, dump deep. And a huge block. But that lands out of bounds. Point for the Coyotes.
Coyotes, that's exactly what they need. Obviously not the prettiest of plays, but just take what they could get. Make this a nitty-gritty game and really play some hard volleyball up at the net.
Pirna Great serve. See how Redeemer answers. Soft touch, wow.
Great hustle.
Laying it all on the line, keeping it alive here. Ooh, that time just out of the reach of Demers.
And that's what scrambling does to you. Have one little scramble on a possession. That ball's coming back in just a second's time. A lot of times it could lead to players being out of position. You saw it there.
Brady DeBoer puts the serve in play, teed up now for the Coyotes, and Redeemer got a hand on it, but that point's going for the team in blue.
Yeah, Stofers did everything right there, got up at the right time, got his hands up, but that kill will knock off the elbow and head out of bounds.
So far, the best set of the match for the Coyotes. They just have not allowed Redeemer to get a big lead here, although now they're going to be up by one with that big shot.
Yeah, this might go down to that deciding point, as neither team really has given up an inch here. And again, pretty error-free game. Just going to come down to who makes the big plays.
Good look for Redeemer. They have number 10 at the serve line.
He'll come up from the backcourt.
Just real hard-fought points. Redeemer just has to dump it over, and we'll see if Coyotes can set something up.
And that one appeared to go off the fingertips, and it did. Coyotes will gain that point, and the tug-of-war match continues.
All tied up at blackjack.
So are the Royals going to have the clean sweep, or Coyotes going to live to fight another day?
Booyas. Big shot from the big man, and now Redeemer that much closer, although really we've just seen these teams trading points back and forth. And head coach David Mann has got to wonder, what does Coyotes have to do to keep this one alive?
I mean, for either side, it's really about starting to string some points together. That sure won't help for the Coyotes.
And a timeout called by the Coyotes. That'll be their final timeout of the set. Redeemer's that close, Adam Lucier.
Yeah, they're inching closer and closer, just 2 points away, and doing it pretty casually. You've seen another timeout taken by the side of La Cité. Is they felt the need for it time and time again, but the Royals, once again, little team meeting, take a sip of water, no big deal. We're in a tight matchup here in set number 3, and they don't seem too bothered.
Now Redeemer's been pretty cool all match long. But right now, this fight is coming, this set is coming right down to the wire.
Yeah, what a great first game it's been. Obviously, game number 1 of this 3-day tournament. It's been competitive, a lot of great blocks and kills and digs all around. It's been
There's a dig.
fun to watch so far as we take a look at those replays. And for Redeemer, they've done everything they need to do to advance, except score just 2 more points. Be up to Medell at the line to get things started.
Teed up there. Redeemer has a great chance here. Oh, the big fella with a quick set. Noah Booyas.
He's brought energy to his team all game long. You've seen him turn off that net with the yell, and his teammates have been getting behind him.
Now Ruben Medell, number 2 for the Royals, has a chance to put it away. Serve is in play. Big block, and the Royals lose track of it. A little bit of hope for the Coyotes here. They have to be perfect.
A little bit of breathing room here for the Royals, obviously, as they have a few chances here to get that game-clinching point. For La Cité, just 2 away from making things interesting.
The soft touch. And a timeout called by the Royals.
Royals' first timeout of the whole game. it took them till lead set 3 to maybe find something to chat about. We'll see what Brad Dews has to say.
And the Conestoga Condors and Fanshawe Falcons are looking on to figuring out, should they advance past their round 1 game, who they'd be taking on in the semifinal round.
Yeah, why not get a little scouting in, right? You know, come on the sidelines, check out the final moments of the game, and see how you match up. And for Redeemer, they've showed their ability to really hang tough with the likes of Fanshawe and Humber, so maybe don't bring up the dark horse term just yet in game number 1, but probably not a team most of these high caliber teams would want to see on their schedule coming up in the next few days.
Now, Fanshawe pretty much plays a perfect game. Really no room for error. They don't give you any window of opportunity. They're an exciting team to watch, and they'll be right here on the Hawk Sports Network for the next game at 3 o'clock. But right now, coming down to the wire, Redeemer Royals against La Cité Coyotes. The deciding point right here. There it is. Royals rush the floor. They win game 1, 3-0.
What more could you ask for the Royals? They did everything needed. Minimal errors, strong play by their big men up front. Really good showing in game number 1.
Tip of the cap to La Cité. They showed a lot of fight in the 3rd set, really hanging in tough. But the Redeemer Royals just proven to be too strong.
Yeah, the Coyotes really showing they can compete. I mean, they came out here and they really gave the Royals a run for their money. A great showing, a lot to be proud of for David Mann and his crew. Obviously a successful season in that Eastern Division, but as you mentioned, just the Redeemer Royals a little too much, playing against some tough competition and really cruise to the victory here today.
We'll have the teams line up, and it will be interesting to see who we get for player of the game. Obviously, the easy nod for the Royals is Braden Stofers, but the big fella, 6'9", Noah Buyas, also pretty good showing here for the Redeemer.
Yeah, Buyas has really had some momentum-changing points for his side, but I mean, my vote's got to go for Stofers. He was consistent all game long and really the leader for that side, but we'll get official word soon as the Stars are out to shine so far in day number 1 of this OCAA men's volleyball tournament.
And player of the game for La Cité, Xavier Demay. And a great effort. He was really all over the place for his team.
Yeah, really involved in every possession. I know we mentioned he's kind of the assist guy for that team.
And for the Redeemer Royals, it's the guy with the hair, William Winklehorst.
Best hair and best play for Winklehorst.
Potentially the best hair in the province.
I'd give him the #1 seed. But for him,
first round bye, yeah.
Quite the match for him as he was involved athletically around the net and could have gave it to a number of any players, but Winklehorst definitely a deserving choice.
And we'll have a interview with the POG pretty soon, but for now, let's take a look back at what was just a tremendous matchup. Redeemer, you can see, giving their fans a round of applause, but the Royals really put on a show, and La Cité with diving all over the court, keeping the rallies alive.
Yeah, definitely one of the most entertaining games we've seen all year long by these two visiting squads. It was Redeemer who just was a hair above the rest. They made pretty quick work with the clean sweep of the Coyotes, and they'll face their biggest test of the season, facing off against the Fanshawe Falcons next.
Of course, 42 minutes from start time of game number 2, Fanshawe versus Conestoga. And we'll just keep rolling along here. And we'll throw it over to Danielle Dupuis with the player of the game.
Hello, and welcome back to the side. My name is Danielle Dupuis, and I'm here with the player of the game. Congratulations,
3 sets over. That's great, and leading into next round for sure. So we have to ask, performance-wise, what did the team do well today?
We blocked super well. We stuck to our game plan. We knew where they were going to swing, so we blocked very well. We also passed a very high percentage, led to easy kills.
And then going into the next round, anything to improve on?
We need to improve our defense on their light shots like tips and rolls. We could really pick more up.
Good job, and we'll see you in next round. Congratulations, and back to you.
Tips and rolls, that's what I was going to say, Adam.
Tips and rolls, the key to the game.
And we'll call it a match here from the Hawks Nest. We'll be right back with you for game number 2 for my partner Adam Lucier and myself, Matt Hamill. We hope you stick around, and we look forward to a full weekend of volleyball.